So it's just 50 Japan and here was part two. Anyway, you guys, so anyway, the book is called From Babylon to Timbuktu, and it talks about Jews, and these Jews are black Jews, original Jews. And what happened was a lot of the wars and things that with the neighboring countries, Egypt, whatever, and the Romans and stuff. All of those wars caused lots of migrations, and the people that didn't leave, if they weren't killed, then the soldiers stayed there and intermarried with the black women that were there, So that's pretty much probably how the Arabs and everyone came. Because you look at everybody, I mean, it's really interesting, It's really interesting because he said in the book that Alexander wanted to make a new breed of humans or something like that with with white men, and black women or something like that, or Asian, but I think it was Asian, but they were still black. And anyway, when they went to Africa, they took their history, their laws, and because they were persecuted and stuff because of their religion or whatever, that they had to actually stay focused and not forget who they were and where they came from. But all of these people, they were really skilled people. They were the traders and stuff, and all that stuff. And a lot of those, like Ghana and Mali and all of those places that became really popular in Africa, from what he's saying, is that they were the ones, it was their kings, and they were the ones through their technologies and their knowledge and their laws and their overall professions and stuff like that, created those countries. So those black men were, their religion was Jewish religion, and then some changed to Muslim because changed to Islam because of the trading advantages, but they still practice, their own religions and stuff. But I mean, it's a really interesting book to read it. But then another thing I read from I forgot who, but it said when the Africans traded Africans, then we were sold to white people. And what somebody was saying was, I forgot his name, the old guy, he's always on YouTube, he's gone now, I can't think, but he was really angry at the Moors. I can't think of this really famous guy, I can't think of his name. And anyway, what I'm thinking what happened was that even though the blacks who came from Asia, even though they went from Africa to Asia and went there, developed whatever, and then they came back to Africa and stuff, and they all looked alike. And everything. Since they were actually called foreign people, or foreigners or whatever, that during the slave trade and the wars and stuff, they were, from what I hear, they were the ones who were sent over to, the majority of them were sent over to America. And I'm not saying that no Africans that did migrate from Asia to Africa. I'm not saying that, and I'm not even trying to separate them. But I mean, just to try to explain something. They're saying it was mostly them who got shipped over and went to different parts and stuff. But like I said, because of the wars that happened in those areas, that happened in Africa and all of that stuff, that people migrated just like they do now. You got a war in wherever, in Egypt, and everybody goes to another place, or Libya when they had to fight over there. Everybody went to Egypt or Tunisia, or whatever. They went to these different places, and so that's always has been the case. So basically, what I'm bringing it up is that. Oh, another thing too is he's saying that those people carried their knowledge. So you got these people on YouTube saying how sub-Saharan or whatever. It's supposed to be all backwards and stuff. But actually, there's a lot of knowledge there, and that's where I'm sure, like a lot of these modern day Jewish people who want their religion anyway, they go there because that's where they have to actually get the information. And then there's another story to that too, and this and that and everything else. But what I'm saying is that in those areas, there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and actually, I'm sure there's a lot of us who are actually descendants from those people who are here in the United States. So the whole thing is, I'm thinking is that we're just being distracted, and the reason we're being distracted, while we're being distracted, we're losing and forgetting our history while other people are taking it and doing what they're going to do with it and things like that. So. And then there was a lot of converts and stuff. And I don't know. It's really interesting. You guys should read. But what I'm saying is just stay home and study, because the more you study, the more you understand that your body is actually, when you go to school, you're actually studying. A lot of stuff that you're studying is just your body. English, communication, mathematics, almost everything that's in mathematics is flowing through your body. I'm moving my hand, how is my hand able to move? How am I able, neurology and all of that stuff, how is it that my hands, blood vessels can go through my hands with so much pressure, but I don't feel it. I don't even feel the blood flowing through my body. My heart is beating, but unless I put my hand over my heart, I don't feel it. I can get sick somewhere, but if it doesn't cause something else to get hurt or whatever, I won't know. How is that? And it was really interesting. This guy was saying, you guys need to read that book too. But all I'm saying is when you study, because on the internet there's so much information, but it's not even the fact that you study for the information, but when you study, you start understanding what's going on, that your mind is going to kick in. And it's going to start understanding something, and you never know. You might eat something, figure out something where you can use that 100% of your brain, because we're no one's close to doing that, and it got to be a way, But as you stay at home and you're studying, you're gaining a lot of information. You're being able to help yourself do better and stuff. By the time you walk out your house, when you're ready to leave home, you might be 22, 23 years old, and you did all that study. Just imagine, and then you're doing that study, you can write essays, reports on what you learned, publish them online. People are going to read that stuff, and you can have some really crazy stuff out there, and people are going to buy it, then you could become a teacher. You don't have to go to school to become a teacher or become a professional. You have to know what you're talking about, so just stay at home. Basically what I'm trying to say, if you stay at home, then if you live in these neighborhoods where everyone, got people out there just acting crazy, but if you stay at home, you won't get involved in that stuff. You really won't get involved in stuff. Your friends say, hey, come on, play. Say, hey, no, you come in and play. Come on, let's play some studying. Let's play some calculus. Let's play some physics. Let's play this. Let's play that. And if they say, oh, it's difficult, you have to understand that, like I said in my other videos, you got to stop using those words, because what does difficult mean? What does difficult really, really means? What does, I don't understand. What are you really saying? Oh, well, I don't understand math. Well, what is it about math you don't understand? You know how to add, right? Yes. You know how to subtract? Yes. Okay, well, if you know how to add and subtract, because all division is, it's just subtracting the same number. That's all it is. And multiplying is just adding the same number. And that's it is. And that's all you're doing, So what is it about? Well, I don't understand. Well, maybe because there are certain rules that you are not following. Or like one of my friends in the military, and I was at Clark Edwards Air Force Base from 90 to 92, he was doing some quadratic something he was doing, and he couldn't figure it out. And finally, I just, I saw him in his room, and in his dorm room, and he was studying. I was like, why don't you help him? A lot of the brothers thought I was stupid, and I didn't understand that stuff. So I just snatched the paper and looked at it. And the dude, his organization was terrible. He would do something and forgot to carry, um, he'll carry portion of the equation, to the when he started to like he'll break it down or whatever, and he would only use part of the equation, and the other part that he didn't bring it down so he can continue. And I said, only thing wrong is your organization. So I told him to do it again. He did it again, and I said, well, what about this? Why don't you bring this down? He go, oh, and he brought down. Oh, okay, now I understand. I'm like, and then what makes it so bad is when you study, everyone try to cram everything on a little sheet of paper, one sheet of paper. Paper is out there. Use one sheet of paper for one problem if you have to. Don't overcrowd. You have space, use it. Okay, so all I'm saying is just stay home, because a lot of you kids stay at home. Now you guys out there having barbecues and stuff like that. If you're gonna have a barbecue, because that's when a lot of things happen too. Sometimes they don't. You might want to rent, some place to do it in your backyard where, people can't run through it, or something, or just stop having barbecues. If it's that risky or that risky, just stop doing it. And do it in your back of your house. So please don't come by acting silly, or people doing something crazy. Just do it in the back of your house. Or something like that. The whole family study, matter of fact. So all I'm saying is that there are things out there, to the young man from Detroit, studying online, because all you have to do is just think of something that a lot of people will buy, that'll make a lot of money, a system. And you can sell it to one of these corporations for $1 million. Bam. If you don't want to do anything else, you can go live in Fuji Island, Thailand, or whatever, for the rest of your life, and if that's what you want to do. But, there are things out there. I can understand that you need immediate help. So the best thing I can say, if you can't go get a job, is make YouTube videos, make them like 2-3 minutes, make a whole bunch of them, and just talk about your life, and, talk about some funny things, or, talk about positive things, If you talk about controversial things, that's going to definitely get you views, because people love controversy, but, and that's good to make money. I'm not saying don't do it, but that's the easiest way. Then you got to get a Google account, and a Google AdSense account, and money start coming in. You make your videos, because there are a lot of people out there making money on YouTube videos doing this advertising stuff. So please just study, do that. If you have friends who, kids in high school, or junior high school, elementary school, having problems and stuff in math, if you're good in math, go to the parents, go to the parents in the neighborhood and say, hey, I want to tutor your kids, and tell them to give you $1 per kid, each, $1 a week or $1 a day or whatever, and you have 10 kids, that'll be $10, what I'm saying? And if you do it in groups, 20 groups, just if you know what you're doing, you get a whole group. And I'm not, $1, it might sound cheap, but if you have no money, you got like 20 students 1 hour down, that's $20, and if you do it in groups and stuff. And so there's ways that you can generate money, and and you tell your parents to do the same thing, because they're not dumb. We're not stupid people. We're just made dumb, and we're just made to think we're dumb. We're just being, what's that word? Distracted. That's all. That's all. That's going on. We're just distracted, because in a normal situation, people should be doing things that's healthy, and then help them do better. But anyway, it's my opinion. I'm out. Peace.